Hi everyone, it's Claire, the designer and maker of Designs by Love Poppet. I'm back. It's been a while. I think we're currently on February the 21st, and this is my first Flosstube for this year. So I know I'm well behind what I should be and I wanted to be, but January was just very busy and it's just carried on like that really. And so I thought, even though I am behind, I'll do a WIP parade and just go through everything that I've currently got to stitch. I haven't actually got too many. I've only got 14. I've realised I keep projects in like little plastic bags like these, and I had a pack of 20, and I realised that having 20 projects on the go really stressed me out. I know for a lot of people they can handle a lot more than that, but this is on top of my work, so it's just, I don't want to get to feel overwhelmed and stuff, and I want to enjoy the stitches that I do, so I only have a few on the go at once. So anyhow, to hope you're all well. I am behind on watching other Flosstubes, so sorry if nobody's heard from me recently. I have got a bit of a guilty pleasure, and I just discovered the Beverly Hills Housewives thing and just lost myself in that while I was stitching for the last month or so. I know it's trashy, I know it's not really something you should be proud of, but you know, kind of liked it. It was nice. So I am completely behind on Flosstubes. But I did chat to Catkin and Lily over text last week, and she said she'd just hit her 9,000 subscribers total. So congratulations to her. So that's amazing. I only got to 1,000, and I'm sort of like, I can't imagine talking to 9,000. But there you go. Anyhow, so congratulations to her. I'm sure there's been loads of birthdays and other people achieved stuff. I just haven't seen it, but I'll be catching up. I think part of it was that when I looked at my list, as it were, everybody had done a WIP parade, and I just knew they were going to be so long. That kind of made me go like, oh, there's a lot to wade through, but I will be wading through them because I'm nosy as well, so I will go and watch them all now that I've run out of Housewives. Anyhow, so I'm going to start off with my first pattern, which you will have seen before, which is Bird Nerd by Boomerang Stitches. This one is on a mystery fabric. Looking at my stitches, I would guess it was a 28 count, and it's a linen, but it's very starched, and I haven't starched it. I don't do that kind of thing, but it's looking much nicer. Well, I got it all in there. Yeah. So this one I could imagine getting finished easily this year, if not by summer. I think I only need a few more evenings on it and I would get that one done. I should have said as well, oh, there's Bird Nerd, the pattern, or the front cover, just in case. So you can see what it should look like. Yeah, I should have said, with my WIP parade, I'm hoping that I finish at least 70% of these this year. I don't want them hanging over me. I've got loads more patterns that I'd love to be stitching. Loads of designers that I'd love to try one of their patterns and stuff. So I don't like this hanging over me. But I'd really like to do it in the first half of this year, but I don't know if I'm just fooling myself when I make plans like that. Anyhow, so that was number one. Then the next one I've been doing is Leave Me Alone by the Witchy Stitcher. This one I really love. I'm not too sure if I've shown this one before. I think I might have said when I bought it, but I don't think I'd stitched anything on it before when I last talked about it. I don't remember showing you it anyway, so I'll show you how far I got on my first stint. As you can tell, I've enjoyed doing this one because I've got maybe half of it done, nearly half. And this is on a coffee craft fabric, so obviously she doesn't name hers, but it's a 32 count linen, and I just think the blues and such on here are so gorgeous. Actually, when I look at it there, you're getting a lot more white or pale showing through than what it does in real life, as it were. Yeah, it's not as obviously blotchy as that. Does it? Maybe that looks better, a bit further away. The blues look about right. Yes, just in case. But that one I'm really enjoying doing. Love her designs. I love how clean and simple they are, and you know, what have you. I think I've got another one of hers coming up as well. Then moving on, there's Olga's Autumn Stocking, which if you've watched my other floss tubes, you will have seen I have shown this one a few times. That's the pattern. And you may remember as well that I have started it on this, which is a 36 count Edinburgh linen in Winter Moon or soft cream. And I was worried about how the white bits, there's quite a bit of white in this pattern, and I was worried how little they would show, because this has got the white on there. So as you can see, hasn't massively shown up well. So I wanted to try it on a different fabric, and I know a lot of people said just carry on and change the colour of the white, but I'm a big fan of white on stitching, so I thought I'd try it better on one of my old faithfuls, Zweigart linen in raw natural. And so I started with, there's a pumpkin down on the heel. The first one I started up at the top, so I was working my way down, but this one I thought I'd start with this bit, that pumpkin, and move to that big pumpkin, because that's my kind of area that I thought I'd be able to see all the colours on it. So yeah, this is how far I've got so far on this one, and I do like the variegation on that thread. I know the overall look will be a bit more muted if it's on this kind of natural raw look, but actually in the long run I think that will look nicer hung up. And I am a little bit worried that the creamy white that I was using before is something that will easily get dirty and grubby looking, and I want this up most years sort of thing. When it comes around to Halloween, I want to hang it and actually use it as intended as a stocking. So yeah, I'll keep you posted how that one goes. Never sure how these plans will work out. My next one is Spider Banner by Alessandra, Adelaide, Needleworks. Hers is, you know, the pattern looks like that. I'm hoping you can see. It's like a purpley blue background, but I have gone for another coffee craft fabric. This one's a 40 count even weave, which is so lovely and soft. I just could kind of rub it on my face or something, but I won't though. And I have used so far only 2 colours to get this kind of spider web going, spider effect. This is, I've used Gentle Arts Habanero, there you go, which gives it loads of lovely texture sort of thing. And then also Weeks Dye Works Onyx, which is a grey black but with a nice warm brown to it within it, you know, it's very nice. I'm really enjoying stitching this one. it actually stitches up really quickly. Believe it, I know I haven't done loads, but I had to kind of restrain myself at that point. I think I was trying to get some other projects stitched, and most of this stitching was done on the run up to Christmas when I was finishing off my Christmas tree stitch along as well, so I only had little pockets of time to do my own stitching, but that's fine, you know. So then moving on, my next pattern is Within a Dream by the Artsy Housewife. This one was a Patreon pattern, that's when I got it, but I believe she's just releasing this for the Nashville needlework thing that's coming up. So I think you can probably buy it as a full pattern now anyway. And I have done this on, it's another coffee craft fabric, but this is an 18 count Ada. And yeah, I chose purple for some reason, a lilac-y purple. That's got mottling on, so that's as far as I've got. It's quite nice to get some of the text in. If I move it like that, maybe. Yeah, I thought I'd originally start by doing the whole border and going all the way around, but obviously it gets a bit boring, so I had to start. I thought I might go along in little panels and kind of build it up a bit that way, so I've got a bit of interest, and I'm getting some of the center image done. You know, can't wait to start on this bird, and then the skull as well. I love that. Yes, so that is my Within a Dream from the Artsy Housewife. I have many of her patterns from her Patreon, but this is the only one I think I've got going on. Oh, actually, I did start another one that had a bucket on. I haven't seen that. That's not included in this list. So I need to get better at where I keep stuff, I think, because I've had trouble enough finding all of these for this WIP parade anyway. I kind of scatter stuff all around the house. But, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one. My next one is Books and Night by Tidy Patterns, and I bought this on Etsy. So that is the pattern, what it should look like. As soon as I saw that, I thought it was gorgeous, and so I made sure I got it, but I wanted to do a colour conversion. I was wanting to use this green, this kind of, this again is a coffee craft fabric, a 32 count even weave. Yeah, I spent far too much with her last year, I'm sure I did. Anyhow, that green isn't working either. Yeah, that's probably more realistic on the green. But anyhow, so I've started off just with these two colours, and I must admit it's been so long since I've picked this one up, I've completely forgotten. I've written on the back all the colours that I've decided to change, but I can't actually remember what my overall look was going to be. So it's going to be a surprise for me just as much as it is for you guys. And knowing me, I'll probably change my mind as I stitch along anyway. But I know the black, instead of the black, I use 3799 because I just like that softness of the grey. And yeah, I don't know what else I've been using, but that one shall come along nicely. I've just got to, I feel like I've got to put some real effort and time into this. There's a lot more stitches than you think. I don't know if it actually says how many stitches in total, but it is 151 by 154 size. But I don't know about total stitches, but it just feels very like a lot of stitches because it's so dense as well in a lot of areas. So it feels a bit slow progress. I think that's why the spider banner goes so quick. Everything's spread out. It's like an easy win. But yeah. something to bear in mind if you want to stitch this one. So my next one is Light by Barbara Anna. I did start this one because Sally from Flossy Sews and Grows and Sarah were doing it as part of their Fun Starts for 50 or 50 Starts for 50. I can't even think now. Anyhow, I did start it because they mentioned they were going to do it as a stitch along, and I thought, well, I have it, I might as well start it, and then just completely lost track with it all. But I do love stitching Barbara Anna's. These are just amazing, and that has just reminded me as well of something else I'll tell you in a minute. This is I'm stitching all the DMCs that are called for, and I'm doing it on a 32 count linen in kind of olive. It's a Zweigart one. Yeah, what it reminded me of was on the run up to Christmas, I, like many of you I'm sure, do a bit of a intensive kind of spring cleany type clean before all the Christmas decks go up, and it's like you move all furniture and what have you. Anyhow, this time we've got a stand-up piano in our lounge, which I absolutely hate because I just end up just dusting it every week and nobody plays the piano in our house. But it's been there for years now. I would love to get rid of it, but it's too big to even move. Anyhow, this time I decided I'd pull the piano out to really clean everything and what have you, and found 2 cross stitches down the back of it, which I'd completely forgotten I'd even started or what have you. And one of those was a Barbara Anna, which I haven't even got here. So once again, it's another one that I've misplaced even since I found it, since I lost it. And that one was a stitch along. It's one of her Dreaming Ladies, and it's, I think it's got like wings on it. It's quite goldeny yellowy is the bit. I think I was doing lots of stars and something. Anyway, I bought it off Creative Poppy when it was coming out as a stitch along, and now I can't see the pattern on there, so I don't know if it was only there for a while the stitch along was going on. I don't seem to have printed it out, so I don't think I'll be finishing that one off anyway. But and now that I've realised I've lost it again, I really don't think I'll be finishing it off. But if I find it, I'll put a picture up of it if I find it while I'm editing this video. But I think those chances are slim. I haven't seen it in the last week or two, but you never know. Yeah, you're getting quite an impression of me, aren't you? Can't be helped. Right, so my next one is another Witchy stitcher. Like I say, I'm a big fan. And this is It Rubs the Lotion, which I'm sure I have shown you. Oh no, maybe I've shown you when I got the pattern. I haven't shown you it while it was being stitched. This I am doing on another Coffee Craft fabric, a 32 count even weave, which is a nice murky colour, quite a grungy, dirty colour. And I've just started with the easy black because it was, I think I was watching something interesting that night, so I wanted to do something quite easy to focus on, and I think that is looking quite good. I think the grunginess will really suit it, and yeah, it will come together nicely. This fabric, on as an aside, was what I started, you may have seen it before because I started Santa 1991 from the Prairie Schooler. Here's that one. This one I started off stitching autumn time last year, and I started it on here, so he's on the end here, but I've now abandoned him because I don't think Santa looks good on a grungy background. He's going to get a nicer background, and I did want to do all these Santas, so if I'm not happy with the background by the first one, I might as well swap it. But it suits this pattern brilliantly, you know. I think that's going to work amazingly well. Yeah, so this one is a WIP, as it were, because I did start it, but I'm also abandoning that one and I'm finding a new fabric. I'm actually currently on a Fibre on a Whim fabric of the month thing, and I've been getting quite a few nice little colours from there, so I think I might do these all on the same count, Fibre on a Whim, so they're not all on the same colour background, but they'll all be on the same kind of material, and they'll maybe go as a full set. We'll see. They're all thoughts, haven't started, you know, so I'll keep you posted, like I say. So that's that one. Now this one I have absolutely loved doing, and I knew I would as soon as I saw this pattern. This is Peacock, just Peacock, by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'm sure I mentioned when I bought this pattern, I'm sure that's on another Flosstube. Yes, I did, because I said we once had a peacock. This I just fell in love with as soon as I saw. I really love her choice of colours, her choice of patterns, everything. And this is as far as I've got so far. I just started with one colour. I kind of do that often. I just stay with one. But I just think even that on its own is such a cool shape. This is when I know I'm going a bit mad. But I just think that's really lovely as it is. Obviously I am going to stitch the whole lot, but there's just something so nice about, you know, if that was an illustration, I just like the lines and the line weight and stuff like that. It just works really well. Yes, so this one, as far as I know, I am doing on a 32 count Zweigart linen in natural raw natural, what have you. And I think I'm doing all the called for threads. Pretty sure I am. And then I've also got her, the one of the houses that she did last year, the one that's got the lighthouse on and a big wheel. I've got that one in the offing somewhere. So I think once I finish this, I'll start that, you know, so I have one of hers on the go at any time. Because yeah, she's another designer that I really like and rate, and you know, very good. And then one of the things, I keep looking down because I've got notes here, but one thing that I bought myself on the run up to Christmas was this, the Cross Stitches Planner for 2025. This is to help me get organised. I've now written in all my WIPs, so now I know what I'm aiming for, what I'm doing, what have you. But also I got this because there was a pattern in here by Momma Loves You, Michelle from Momma Loves You GB, called Maggie, which I thought was lovely. It's a little magpie, and so I have started, I'll get back to my notes. I've started it. I was really excited to start this one actually. Look how lovely she looks. I think I'll get much better light this side. Yeah. This is just lovely. I love all the blues and the kind of touch of green in there. This one, I think 1 to 2 nights I could get this one finished easy. I've just got to make sure I pull it out. Once again, it's on a Coffee Craft fabric by, Coffee Craft. It's a 32 count even weave. So I think she will look lovely on there. And I think, if I remember rightly, the rest of this is what I'm planning on doing, that lighthouse pattern that I've just mentioned once I've got this magpie done, I think I'm going to use the other bit for that one. But yeah, I think Michelle's done a really grand job of that. And I actually like it because it's such a small little design and it's just going to be perfect. But I do really like, I don't know what she called it in the end, but the one that's like a circle of birds that she released on the run up to Christmas. I keep meaning to go back and, you know, buy it, but I won't do that probably until I've stitched this one. I'm trying to find if there's an actual picture of this magpie done. Maybe I've just seen it on her socials. Well, oh, very tiny, so I'm going to try not to show the pattern. I haven't got any paper. There, I'll cover the pattern. That is what the magpie should look like in the end. Yeah, hopefully you can see. And then you can make it into a needle case or something, I think. And on the back you can put shiny things as well. But yeah, it came nicely in this planner, as did a few other little patterns as well. So I might make those up. Sorry, I just saw the sun coming across my face and it was going to annoy me if it wasn't going to annoy you. Yeah, so I have done that one. Have I done it some too much in the dark now? There we go. Yes, so that's that one. Another one I have as a WIP is one which I'm sure I've shown before, which is Trouvaille stitched from Trouvaille Stitch Kits. It's Newcastle and Gateshead Baubles. Obviously got a soft spot for Newcastle. So these I did want to stitch and have on our Christmas tree, and that is still the plan. But I started doing this one, the bridge, and I've got that far. And this I bought as a kit, so you got the 3-inch hoops, 3 designs with the 3 hoops and all the fabric and stuff, and it's an 18 count Ada. But what I should have done, because it's 18 count, I should have really done 1 over 1. I've done 2 over 1, and it's almost like a rug. It feels really thick. So yeah, I think the reason why I paused on this and haven't really gone back to it is that I'm thinking I want to start it again, and do, like I say, 1 over 1. Because once again, if you're doing 1 and it doesn't feel right and you've got another 2 to go, you might as well start and try them again. Maybe I'll start a different design doing 1 over 1 and see that it looks or it feels better. And if it does, then I'll redo this one. They're really simple. They're only in a few shades of grey or black. I think there's 4 colours. In all 3 patterns, there's only 4 colours. So between them, they'll make a very stunning set. But yeah, so that's from Trouvaille Stitches. Or Trouvaille. Actually, I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. I would say that's Trouvaille. Trouvaille? Trouvaille? I don't know. Anyhow, you can see who it is anyway. And then this one, my final kind of WIP. Well, not my final, actually. This one is one of the ones that I found down the back of the piano. So this had been missing quite a while, and I've actually managed to find the pattern for this that I got originally, and on it says it was 2013, so I'm not really sure when I lost it, and it's quite pitiful that I never finished stitching it, but it just shows I've been into cross stitch for quite a while, even though I haven't actually been doing my business for very long. So this one is Forest by Satsuma Street. I have got one of hers downstairs, which is when she did the Little Cities, Pretty Little Cities. I did the London one because we used to live in London as well. Sorry about the plane noise if that's a bit loud. Yeah, I did the London one first and then I did this one, I think. And the London one I did actually finish and have framed and, well, hooped and on the wall. But I feel like that was when I first got back into like modern cross stitching, when I realised that I realised it was on Etsy, and you know, I think before that I'd only done the kind of stuff that you got in a needlework shop, which seemed quite oldie worldy and quite dated. I would stitch something but I wouldn't really like it. I had no intention to keep it. But I think maybe Jodie Rice at Satsuma Street is the one who started me thinking it could be more modern and more interesting, and obviously she does lovely vibrant colours and I'm right on for a bit of that. So this is as far as I got with it before I either put it down or lost it. So I got quite far. I feel like it's mainly tree trunks I've got left to do. Yeah, I think it is pretty much just tree trunks. If I go like that, you might be able to see them all a bit better. It's just lovely, and the plan was to make this into a long cushion like this is. It's quite faded out as this photo now, but it was always meant to be a cushion, and I just think it looks amazing. And weirdly enough, it would go in my lounge now, even in my snug. The colours would work, so I should really get this one finished. Probably wouldn't take me long. That's why I'm thinking I could get like 80% of my WIPs finished this year, because a lot of them, it feels like they only need, I don't know, a good weekend stitch, and I could knock them up, get them done. Whether or not I'd fully finish them, that's another matter. As those who have watched me before might know, I'm not great at fully finishing. It's not where the passion lies. It's more in the stitching. Anyhow, my other one, which I was going to show you, which I'm counting as a WIP, a lot of you might not because it's more needlepoint, but it is just cross stitches. So to me, it's another cross stitch. It's just bigger. Which this one is Kiss by Emily Peacock, the amazing designer, and that is as far as I've got on it. Oh, actually I should show you what it should look like eventually. I don't have a pattern kind of picture, so that's on the bag. It should eventually look like that, but so far I've only got that done. As you can see, I've left loads of threads hanging everywhere. I'm a messy stitcher, I know I am, but in my mind it makes sense somehow. Yeah, so this is obviously done with much thicker yarn. I would assume it's all Appletons, unless this one was an Anchor one. This is probably Anchor, isn't it? Now she works with Appletons a lot, but this is probably an Anchor one actually. Yeah, so it is going to be much chunkier and it will become a long cushion. And I thought, just to kind of explain why I'm wanting to keep this going and I want to get this done this year, is that a few years previous I did Hug, which was the other design. So it's meant to be a matching set. I might have to stand back for this actually. So that is Hug, and I don't think the colours are showing up as brightly as they do in real life, but it is amazing. And so once again, this is going to be a cushion, like a almost like a bolster style cushion, and the other one, the Kiss, will go with it. and they should be really nice to go in the snug. And I've even bought all the trimmings to go around. I've got like a bright pink pom-pom thing to go around the edge, and I've got the backing material for the cushions, and I've had all of this for years and I just haven't stitched them or finished them off. But I should really try and promise myself I will this year, because they're just so gorgeous, and it's a shame to just have them in a bag in a bedroom and not being seen by other people, you know. And actually once they're stitched, because it's that thick yarn, it actually feels really nice and soft. When you first get the kit, this bit of fabric doesn't feel nice at all, but by the time you've got it stitched, it's really soft and it feels lovely. So I definitely recommend doing one of those Emily Peacocks, but I went for the metre size one. Yeah, these ones are 91 centimetres by 31 centimetres. So it's nearly a metre's worth of stitching. And if I remember rightly, she did them in a smaller size, like a 60 centimetres by something. I should have got those ones, not the metre ones. But, you know, some people like a challenge, and I obviously thought I wanted the challenge at the time. I just didn't realise how little time I'd have. But I'm going to make a real effort to do, you know how people do a strand a day or something like that? I might try and do a strand of that a week and see how far I go. I don't, because the strands are pretty long. It's on the floor at the moment. That is one that is partly stitched in, so yeah, I could just plan to do one of these a day or a couple a week or something, and really try and make a difference on that one. So this video's meant to keep me accountable, put it as that. So those are my main WIPs. Like I say, that's all additional to my work. I do a lot of stitching for that. I stitch things and I stitch things over and over again. If anybody ever wants to help stitch, there's always lots of work. So I've been doing some of my Patreon patterns from last year. I've been stitching up. So I've started stitching up this one, which is the Strawberry Thief, because I thought they always look better when they're stitched, and I think it's that way up. I've just got him that far. That's one. He'll be coming out in a proper pattern by summer this year, I would say. But he's currently, I've got a Patreon shop now, so you can buy these patterns anyway through there. But yeah, it will come out as a paper pattern soon-ish. Obviously, you've got to stitch it first before I can do that. I have also started stitching up the Seahorses, which at the moment I've only got that far. So as you can see, have I got a printout of the actual pattern? I haven't. I wasn't thoughtful enough to bring you up a picture of how it should be, so I could probably add one in maybe. But yeah, this is as far as I've got so far. I obviously stayed on one colour scheme for a while. And I have to say, this fabric is, I'm also on Roxy Flossco's Fabric of the Month thing. So this is a 28 count in the modern colourways. This was Fathom. So I think that might have been February's colour. Or January's? No, I think it was February's. I don't know. But if you look back, I'm sure they called it Fathom. So if anybody's got that, that's what the Seahorses would look like on it. I thought it was a nice kind of sea-like colour. Yes, and apart from that, I have also started doing another one of my Patreon ones, which is called Falling Leaves, which was about the leaves, obviously in autumn, but it also has my little dog Wilfie there, so I had to include him in some cross stitch somehow. This one I have started on a 28 count even weave that I actually dyed myself. So this is what I called tarnished gold when I dyed it. I don't know if you can see the colours. They do seem to getting washed out a bit. It's a really nice old gold kind of look. And yes, as you can see, I've just started on the central stalk of the leaf or tree trunk, whichever way you'd like to see it. Yeah, at the time I dyed a lot of this fabric and then sold a few bits because I thought I've done plenty. Now I wish I'd dyed more because I've fallen in love with this colour and I would love to do a lot more stitching on this. So my plan is in the next week or two to try and recreate it, along with the fabric colour that I used on the Night Riders stitch along. I did some on 32 count or 28 count even weave, which was hand dyed, and I really loved that one as well, so I'm going to try and recreate it, and so I'll keep you posted to see how that goes. While I'm doing it, I'll probably put some bits on Instagram and stuff showing my progress, so you'll know if I've managed it or not. Other ones that I've done recently are, you may have seen I've released a new bird, which is Blackbird at Dawn. I'm going to do a whole range of birds called the Flock Together range, because there's just constant inspiration obviously flying around. I'm liking to think they're all British birds, British garden birds sort of thing. Yeah, I'm doing the ones that I see quite often, but this one I just thought I'd show because I'm going to make it into a cushion, and I've been to my local fabric shop, which is called the Little Shop of Fabrics. It's like more of a quilt shop, and I bought these fabrics to go with this to make it into a cushion. To finish it off, I think they're going to go quite nice with that. So I just need a day to get my sewing machine out and fiddle on. I haven't done that kind of stitching for a while, so that'll be fun. And to go with that one, you may have seen on like Halloween time, I did a pumpkin toad design, and I made that into a little trick-or-treat bag. Oh, it's downstairs. I don't have it here. Anyhow, I have always had an Easter bunny design, and I just fiddled on with it and changed the colours a little bit. So it looks like that now. I've been fiddling on. And there, does that work? I'm going to make this one into a little Easter bag for your Easter eggs. So I'm going to do that similar size to the pumpkin toad one. That would look quite nice, really. Yeah, you've got to use a bit of imagination, but I think that would work quite nicely as a little Easter bag. Put some eggs in it and hang it up. Or even some bits that I find on the dog walk. Could look quite sweet. So those are the bits that I've been stitching that I can actually show you. I've got at least 3 new designs coming soon, which I'm stitching, but I'm keeping them secret till I release them. And obviously there will be another new Patreon pattern by, it's probably like a week on Saturday or Sunday, whenever the first is, because I've changed my Patreon now to go from the first of each month to the first, for the whole month, just so it gets my head into gear better and it makes sense to me. I know which one it is, and yeah, so the next pattern must be due next weekend. Yeah, so look out for that one. Apart from that, that is my WIP parade. That is all I've got to show, really. I've got at least, I can see here, 7 more pouches of patterns that I've bought, put in one of my plastic folders, maybe put some fabric with it, not got the thread sorted, not started stitching. So they're kind of nagging at me, as it were. If they could actually speak, they'd nag. And then the other things that I was going to say is, obviously I mentioned that I've started the Fibre on a Whim fabric of the month, which is through Patchwork Rabbit. I buy it through there. So I was just going to show, this is one of them that has come recently. There was one before this which was like a pale grey, but that is getting used on something at the moment, which I can't show you. But this one was, I think, the December one, but I might be wrong. But yeah, so these are what I think the Prairie School Santas might go on eventually. I'm going to try them out on there and see if they make, because the fabric's lovely and it is a linen. I just thought they might look nice and well, not festive, but they look nice at Christmas anyway. The other bits that I've bought since I last saw you, they're not really spring or anything, but it's just patterns that I saw that I thought I'd like to stitch them up soon. One was a Robin Pickens. Oh, that's shiny, isn't it? I'll take that out of the sleeve. I had not heard of Robin Pickens before last year, so I should really look into her and see, you know, the background or whatever. But I just thought she did some lovely designs. Very quilt-like to me. There's a lot of like, that, you know, those triangles there remind me of flying geese, and just the way she's put stuff together. So I really like that, because I used to be very much into quilting. And actually, out of all her patterns, I found it quite hard to choose just one to start off with. But I bought this one mainly because it's spring, but also because it's got a robin on. I've got a real soft spot for robins. It kind of reminds me of my nan. She always had a thing with robins, so I think I inherited that. So I'm going to do this one, and if it's as nice as I think it is, I will be doing a lot more of Robin Pickens ones, because I think those are lovely designs as well. This was one that I saw, I think on socials, or I don't think I've seen anybody stitch it, but I just thought these are the perfect Halloween colours for me. So I wanted to stitch it just to remind me that these are so lovely. And this is Halloween Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I haven't done one of her patterns either. So, yeah, there was just something about that. And I don't really do a lot of Quaker stuff. So this is a nice little small one for me to have a go at. And I like the idea that there's a back as well. These patterns, by the way, I think I bought from BStitches, which was really good. Turned up brilliantly. I ordered a few threads, but I don't know where they've gone now, you know, but I did get a load of stuff. And I do like BStitches Flosstubes, you know, and her newsletter is lovely to look at, and, you know, she's doing a lot of stuff really well. So I just love her enthusiasm as well. So this one is one that I saw early on last year. I'm sure this wasn't released for last Halloween. I think it must have been the Halloween before. And I kept wanting to get it, but I feel like on the run up to Halloween, this was sold out, or, you know, I knew of it anyway for a while. So once I saw it, I thought I'll buy it, even though Halloween's gone. I think that bird's just lovely. I love everything about that, the pumpkin and everything. I just feel like I want to do him on a bolder colour. I'm not sure what colour he's going to be on, but yeah, I do really like that. So that one's obviously called October 31st by the Cottage Garden Samplings. So yeah, another one of theirs. yes, and I think that is all I've got to show you really. Yeah, so that's my WIP parade. I'll try and be accountable. I might do by the end of the year how many of these I got through. I know 14 isn't many for a lot of people out there, but for me, like I say, it stresses me out. I think there's far more stitching there to be done than I can actually fit in around my job, as it were. But yeah, hope you're all well. And next month there is the Stitch Festival in London, in Angel, which I am going to exhibit at. I've got a stand there, and I actually got a bigger stand than I normally have. So please pop by and say hi if you watch me. You know, come and chat, and you don't have to buy anything, honest. Just like to see other people, and usually I quiz you about what other floss tubes you watch, and so I can up my watching list sort of thing, find new people. Yeah, hope you're all doing well out there and you've started the year off well. It's been good so far. We're all on spring, eh? The weather's been a bit grotty here. I need something to liven me up. But yeah, actually, I will get some... Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll get some free tickets for Stitch Festival. So if you're interested, put the word festival in a comment and I'll put you in for a lucky dip to somebody can get some free tickets. I'll just check. I usually get a discount, a code that somebody can use to buy the tickets with. I don't feel like I've had that email yet, but I'm going to put it out there. The email's probably going to turn up this week. So yes, I will. If you want to come and visit Angel and see the Stitch Festival, there's loads of amazing people there. Emily Peacock is usually there. I'm sure she'll have some designs there. My friend Emma at the Maker's Marks will be there. Neve from Wimpress Embroidery would be there. Emma from Anne's Orchard, lovely stuff there. Who are the other? I'm trying to think who the other stitchers are. There's Imogen Melissa Embroidery. There's lots of people. Just look it all up. My friend Laura from Crafty Smith would be there. Yeah, there's just loads to see. Really a nice day out that you can just walk about, and it's all people who are either stitchers or crafters of some sort, whether it's crochet, knitting, clothes sewing, all of that. There's so much to look at. But yeah, remember to pop by and say hi. Okay, until then, bye.